What's up, Lego builders? Welcome to a late Coconut Brick Studios live stream. I apologize. I was had some things to take care of first, but we're here now, and I'm joined tonight by my good buddy Clone Plays. A lot of you guys know him, but if you don't, I would highly recommend checking out his channel. He does some great stuff. Let's see what we've got here tonight.
Thanks for the plug.
Yeah, of course. What's up, Burner Builds? Wonder where he's at. Yeah, I was busy. What's up?
Sorry, guys. I kept them distracted.
That's good. Yeah, we were talking. Brickmaster, Brick Blast Productions. Oh yeah, we got some good people in the chat tonight. Thanks everyone for stopping by tonight. So, first question of the day, we got to figure out: do I build the helmet or the AAT? Let me know in the chat what you guys think I should do, and as well, you Clone Plays. What do you think?
Well, I don't know which one you should build first, but I do have I have one personal opinion about. I guess I have two. I think the Stormtrooper of all the helmets is the ugliest one of them all, and I'm with you. I'm not a huge fan of the AAT either. I can't remember if I did it on one of my sorting streams, but I got the 2008 one or whenever that one came out, and that one's way better.
Oh yeah, that one's money. Yeah, it's funny. Like these are the two sets I'm picking to build. It's scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Well, I mean, the only reason I don't like the Stormtrooper one are the vent tube area. They just seem huge.
They are massive. It's just Lego really, not to bash on Lego because it's like their first time doing it, but like the helmets, especially the Stormtrooper, I don't know, they just look bad. Like you remember those old Sith Trooper busts, which I know it's a bust and not a helmet. Like those looks terrible. It looks like, hey, what's up, EMG? Thanks for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. And First Men Productions, Gabriel Coley. Awesome. It looks like AAT. The AAT's had it. Good.
It's just because they want Ahsoka and the Trooper. That's all.
Yeah, probably. The funny thing is, I couldn't care less about either of those figures. I bought this specifically for the tank because I have a video coming out about it, and I needed like the physical thing.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The annoying thing was I bought it, and then literally like the next week it went on sale. I was like, I really don't want to pay full price for this set.
Yeah. Speaking of that set and the 501st set, so I recently went to a Lego store that's somewhat near me. Yeah. I go there. Guess which one set was not in the Star Wars section? They didn't even have a label for it.
The 501st Battle Pack?
Yep. Every other set, including the AAT from last wave and this current wave, they're all there. Except that one. I didn't even find a slot for them. There was no sticker, no price, anything. I could not find it. So that made me sad.
So this is my personal opinion. I feel like Lego has not since like the pandemic hit and they fell super behind on like production and stuff. I feel like they haven't really promoted the 501st Battle Pack. Like I've seen Grievous' Starfighter around. I've seen a little bit of the AAT. I've seen like the Jedi Starfighter, but I haven't seen anything about the 501st. I almost wonder if they're like trying to calm the tides a little bit.
That could be true. I think another part of it too is because of when it did get when people did learn about it, it just disappeared immediately. Yeah. And then since they did get behind, I'm pretty sure they have a lot more now because I don't think they're that behind anymore, but yeah. I haven't seen that much about it, so I think it's mainly just because of us as the consumers just went ham for that set. Yeah. Even though honestly, I'm still not the biggest fan of it. The ATRT is still it's too big. The Bark Speeder's all right, and then I'm not a huge fan of the new hybrid style for Clone Troopers, but I mean it's all right.
Yeah, to be honest, I try not to say this too much because people freak out if you hate on the Battle Pack. Not a fan of it. Thought it was overrated. I don't like the 501st Troopers in it. I'm just going to say it. My name is Coconut Brick Studios, and I don't like the 501st Troopers. I know they're more accurate. I just love the blue on the arms. Like, I feel like these new 501st bodies, it's just there's not enough distinction as to like what battalion it belongs to for me personally. And so that's kind of why I don't like them. Let's see. Nope, they didn't have to promote it, to be honest. Maybe they knew that. Yeah, that could have been another thing. M&R Productions kind of did like $1.5 million worth of marketing campaigns for them for free. So they're just
basically
just like, yeah, we'll just ride that wave.
We'll let him do it for us.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Brick Pigeon. How's Solus coming along? I hope it's doing good.
Solus looks really good from that one stream that he's done so far. It looked really good.
I haven't. I'm trying to remember what the latest I saw of it, but yeah, I think it should turn out pretty good. He was talking. We were talking. He was like, "Oh, I'm a little nervous to do Solus because he was doing good shape. I'm a little nervous to do Solus just because it's been done so much." But I was like, I don't think it's been done like in large scale a whole lot. Like it's been done, but like I don't think it's been overdone yet. Maybe I just haven't gotten to that side of YouTube yet.
It's another one of those planets like no one ever does. I was like I told Coconut this. I'll tell everyone in chat. They can have a sneak peek. So I recently just recorded a podcast episode with RoboNut03 who does a lot of Mandalore mocks. Honestly, that's another planet that doesn't have that many mocks to its name either.
Yeah. Mandalore is a tough one because like if you're building Ryloth or Naboo, it's like Ryloth, you buy a bunch of dark tan, slap it down, maybe you or like Naboo, it's like, oh, you put some Gungans and some green stuff on there, but it's like Mandalore, it's like you got to build the skyscrapers and the building and like just the architecture is so unique to it. Just it's hard to like replicate, I guess. But
yeah, that was one of my questions to Robo, and I was like, how do you go about actually building the unique architecture? Because like Mandalore has that unique style of including certain like aspects of their armor and their buildings. It's like, how do you go about that? Because I don't want to do that.
Right. Yo, what's up, Brett's Builds? How you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. And cheese on top, dude. That name always makes me want pizza.
I'm not having pizza, by the way, today. I like jambalaya soup or something.
It's not Friday, so that's good.
You can have pizza every day. It's fine.
It's so true. Like I love pizza. Oh yeah, so this is what I was going to ask you. I totally forgot. So I know the Lego store you were talking about.
Yeah.
Been there. What did you think about it?
I mean, it's all right. It's not the greatest because it's inside of a mall, but I mean,
it's kind of a little bit of a letdown. Like if I'm being honest, like they don't have the largest selection, and like their pick a brick wall is usually kind of trash.
Speaking of the pick a brick wall, so when I went, it had some decent stuff. The problem is, I already spent all of my Lego budget for the month, like 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago. So I went there and I was like, I only went there because my family and I decided to go do something. We normally go on like walks or hikes and stuff, but then it snowed. Yeah. We're like, okay, well, I guess we'll go mall walking, I guess. So we're like, all right, well, let's go to that one because Clum Plays likes that one because it has a store in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I took Mrs. Coconut just because I wanted to show her. And then I think I've been like maybe 2 other times. And each time I've gone, I've been like, why? Like my local Walmart has like this large of a Star Wars selection. I guess.
Yeah, I normally end up going to some secondhand shops instead of the Lego store, or just buying off a Pick a Brick because Pick a Brick.
The one thing I will give to like the Lego stores, they've got like the UCS sets. So you got like the Y-wing, the Falcon, the Star Destroyer, stuff that you don't really see at other stores.
Yeah, that's true. You can't. My secondhand shops will never ever carry like the Death Star and stuff like that.
Yo,
I mean, if they did, it would immediately sell out. So
What up, SW Bricks and Figs? What's up, my dude? Thanks for joining the stream. He says, fun fact, Clone next door to Coconut right now. It's true, though.
I mean, compared to USW, yeah.
That's very true. It's really nice to like have someone in the same time zone as me. Like, I was messaging you about the stream, and I was about to start doing math, and I was like, wait, no, he's same time zone.
Oh yeah, every time I've set up a podcast, most people are in a different time zone, so it's like I have to do the math and figure it out, or they have to do the math and figure it out, like when would be a good time, because I have to do all my recordings in the evenings except Saturdays. So it's like most people like people like SW and stuff, they're all like, yeah, let's just do Saturday because that'll be way easier, because like I'm way more available Saturdays than any other day.
Yo, EMG says, still never been to a Lego store. I thought they had like a decent amount of Lego stores in the UK. Where I live, Iowa is the closest Lego store. I live in Illinois. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't know. Lego stores are a little overrated in my opinion. And it's like you're hardly ever gonna get like a good deal there. Like you're almost always gonna pay full price. So I guess I've never really gone there thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get a good bargain, because I personally believe like Lego sets are way overpriced, especially Lego Star Wars. Like I know a lot of people make the argument of like inflation and like how well they do, but I'm like, for the sets we get, they're just
for the sets we now get, they're kind of overrated. However, if they had these kind of prices back like a few years ago, like say like 2013, because that's like the one we all covet.
Yeah.
If the prices we had today were the prices back then, I know people would still complain just because people complain, but I mean, it'd be a lot more understandable, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I would definitely pay. I'm trying to think of like what the $40, like the Snail Tank droid, that was like $30. Like heck yeah, that's a good deal. But like this thing, $40, $40 for this AAT. Honestly, the only reason I bought it is because I'm making a parody video and I needed the AAT. So
Nice.
like I don't even care about the Ahsoka minifigure, the 330. So I don't like the 332nd Trooper either. Like I think he looks just terrible.
Yeah, compared to like the custom helmets I've seen for those troopers, yeah, the Lego one just seems weird.
It does.
Like, it's just not like it doesn't have the orange in like all the right spots.
Yeah, but here's what I do really appreciate: the fact that they went out and created a new type of soldier that we hadn't gotten before. That I can respect, and that I get excited for, because that means we should see that again in the future with other stuff.
That is true. It's been a while since we've gotten like a completely brand new clone trooper. Like the clones we got in this way were the 501st, which we've gotten before, albeit they were kind of rare back then as well.
Yeah.
And the airborne trooper, which I am still very sad that it only has appeared in an $80 set, and there's only one of them.
Yeah, I've complained about that so many times.
My army building project is going to have to just avoid that one for now.
Solist is doing great, but there's not much material I can go off of since I don't have the game, and watching gameplay is hard since the players don't go to the places I want. Yeah, that would be tough. Just come off a video chat with Mbrick. What's up, Titanium J? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight?
That would be true, Brick Pigeon. If I had it on PC, I would get some footage for you, but I don't.
Like how the orange doesn't go far enough back on the helmet. Yeah, it's just like this helmet is just very, like they started out strong and then just kind of like, I don't know what they did towards the end. Wimped
They're
out.
probably, oh wait, if we go any more than this, we're gonna have to charge like an extra $5 for the set. We should probably stop here.
They're like, if we go like a quarter of a millimeter higher, like we're gonna go from like 1/10 of a cent to make these to like half a cent. It's just crazy, like how cheap they make their Lego for.
Oh yeah, I like that $200 I said, or my budget I said, I literally spent How many did I buy? I bought over 100. I want to say like it was like 275 just plain black heads for my army building project because they're all like they're each 7 cents each or something like that.
Holy cow!
If you buy directly. Now the problem is because I bought directly, they're coming straight from Denmark from one of their warehouses, so it takes extra long than if I were to buy off Bricklink. But I don't know. Pick-up prices on Lego.com are a lot better than if they have it on their website. The prices directly from Lego are a lot better than getting them secondhand from Bricklink.
Yeah. Still love the 332nd. Yeah, I think the 332nd Battalion is dope. I guess another thing that really hurts my desire to get any is like it's so my use of them is limited. Like obviously I could put them in any mock I wanted, but I like to be as historically accurate as possible. And so outside of Mandalore, I wouldn't. It would be so weird to see like Ahsoka leading like the 332nd on like Ryloth or something. For me personally, I guess.
I have the same opinion. That's one of the reasons why I started my army building project. I wanted to be a lot more accurate with my stuff.
Because someone who watches my videos brought up that point, and I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Because like I was so excited to get the 332nd Trooper, and then I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to use them ever. Because I think of people like Solid Brick Studios. He just broke the bank by AATs, and it's like, okay, yeah, you have 30 of Lego's 332nd Trooper. Like, what are you going to do with that? You already finished your Mandalore mock.
Right. So like with my project, when I get around to troopers like that, like you only ever see them like once. It's mainly just so I can be like a completionist and be like, I got them all.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's or make up a few things like, oh, okay, so this is what that battalion or stuff did like after Order 66, like whatever time period you can kind of cram them into, because they obviously did something afterwards because they were an official unit.
Right.
So, but that goes into the realm of like, all right, I'm just making it up as I go.
Do you think they would have changed their armor design after that? Like, when they're still in service? Because they did it to honor Ahsoka.
I don't know. I think they honestly would have kept the armor because it like already painted it and stuff like that. But then after a while, obviously they just go to plain old white stormtrooper armor because they all did,
right?
Depending on what sources you're looking at. But yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, SW. So SW says a lot of clones that he buys are just to have on display too. I mean, I want to eventually probably make like a mock for all of them and stuff like that. But I mean, like a lot of them, there's just not a whole lot of content they've ever showed. So you have to either make up something that sounds reasonable if you want to be like accurate, or yeah, you just have them as display people.
That's I totally agree with that. Like that's why I have Delta Squad, because I freaking love Delta Squad. I can do mocks with Delta Squad, but it's like I'm a little limited. Like I'm gonna be putting them on Utapau. Like I've even had people say, but they're not on Utapau. I'm like, well, it's the freaking Delta Squad. Like
they can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want.
Except apparently disobey Yoda, which is super sad.
Yeah. Titanium J says, I want to get a few 332nd troopers, just enough for a squad. That's reasonable. I get that. Like, just have a nice little display because they are cool looking. I guess just like the excessive. I think one thing that really surprised me, and I don't know why this surprised me because it makes sense, was just like the obsessive army building with the 501st Troopers. SW will know what I'm talking about, but I was blown away with how many people were just like buying up tons of them.
I mean, my project, at least the way that I'm going to attempt to do it, also, at least for them, because the 501st, I don't know, it's kind of hard to do them justice with only like, say like 10 or something. So I'll be trying to get quite a few of them as well. I'm holding back from the hybrid clones though, because I have a good feeling that in the years coming, we will get more clones in that style. So hopefully that means a lot of the clones we've gotten so far will come back into circulation through more sets. So I'm holding off of those because I know there's a good chance that we'll get more of them. Whereas like the animated clones and the movie style clones are now dead because they're only going to be now doing the hybrid style.
Right.
Which means actually, I didn't think of this. If we do actually get that P2 Commander Cody that's been rumored, he's going to be in hybrid style, most likely, which will be kind of a disappointment. But I mean, it's where they're going with it now.
Yeah, unless they go like super crazy and just go like, well, here's what I don't understand. I know everybody's saying there's going to be a phase 2 Commander Cody, but so looking at the pictures of, and I know, so everybody in the chat, before anybody shoots me down or goes crazy, it's speculation. But I noticed, I feel like Lego was very specific with the image they chose for the Republic gunship, and it was the Episode 2 Republic gunship on Geonosis. And so it's weird to me that they would include that picture and then put the phase 3 or phase 2 Commander Cody from Episode 3 in that set. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I actually I didn't know there was a picture. I'll have to look at it at some point. But if it's the Episode 2 if it's going to be based on the one on the gunship when it shows in Episode 2, we're not going to get a P2. We're most likely going to get a P1.
Right, because you know Lego, they're not dumb. Like they know, like, okay, there's a Clone Wars gunship, there's an Episode 2 gunship, and it was very specifically like all the images they used were the exact same one of the Episode 2 gunship on Geonosis. And so I was just like, it would be weird for them to build a Clone Wars one after showing, or maybe I overestimate the whoever put that together, and they were just like looked up a picture of a gunship and slapped it on there. Maybe
that could be it.
I don't know. Could be something there. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to love it. But
I mean, it's going to be like a UCS gunship. Who's not going to like it? Except, I guess, the diehard original trilogy people. I guess they won't like it, but the rest of us will like it.
Oh, interesting. Listen to this. So Cheese on Top says they told us it would be from Episode 2. When they announced it, they said to rewatch Attack of the Clones because the Republic gunship won. Okay, so yeah, that just goes right along with what I was saying. So then I'm like, what would lead them to putting a phase 2 Cody in that? That would be weird.
I do wonder, like, why is it only Commander? Why is it a P2 Commander Cody that we still haven't gotten? Like, we've gotten P1 and P2 Captain Rex. We've gotten P1 and P2 Commander Gree. We've gotten Commander Neo, if you count the 91st Trooper from the Seleucami set all those years ago, because Commander Neo looks exactly like his troops.
Yeah.
We've gotten Commander Fox in P1. We've gotten a lot of them. But why not? And P1 Commander Cody. Just why not P2 Commander Cody, though?
Yeah, I mean, like, how many times have they re-released the General Grievous Starfighter? So it's not even like there weren't Utapau-based sets. I'm not saying he has to come out on a Utapau-based sets, but it's like you had opportunities because dare I say, or I mean, not dare I say, it's straight facts. He's the most shown named clone in the prequels. Like,
oh yeah, in the movies, him and the 212th. Or I guess the 7th Star Corps, I should say, because of the airborne troopers. They show up more than the 501st.
Yeah.
It's them, then the 501st, then all the other clone legions and stuff that are shown in the Order 66 scenes.
Because, like, we got Gree, we got Neo, like you were saying. I guess we didn't get Bly, but...
Which is a shame, because at least his P1 style in the animated show is really easy. He just has a stripe, yellow stripe on his helmet. That's about it. So he would have been actually a very easy clone for Lego to make, but they just didn't.
Even Cody, I feel like, is a decent one to make because, like, it's basically the body. I guess he's got some different markings on him, but I mean, they did it already, so.
Yeah, like he would be a little bit more difficult of a clone for them to make as I've spent some time trying to recreate him myself in movie style. He's a little bit more difficult than your typical clone trooper because he's got some extra markings on his helmet and stuff like that. But I mean, it's Lego. They've done it before with other stuff. So
yeah.
So GM has 12 P1 Codys because he made a bunch of he made an army for the 212th in P1 style. Then I showed him what I did, and he's like, "Oh, I should have done that."
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I would recommend going the buying Commander Cody route over and over again. That's
I
fun.
mean, the only problem is if he did it the way I did, it'd take a long time because all my helmets are coming from CIC and GM's in Belgium, so like that's a long wait time right there.
Right.
But yeah, I think GM was a little salty after I showed him what I did for my. How's the progress coming along on the assault tank?
It's getting there. I've got like the body of it done. I'm not really liking the build. I do have to hunt down a brick separator that I'll be back in a second.
All right, chat, it's just you and me. Quick, make some funny jokes about coconut.
I'll be right back.
Nice brick pigeon, 300 parts. That's good. A little bit, man. Yeah, I knew. Your crab droid looks really good, GM. Like I said, like I told you, it looks really good. The minifigs in the Cantina set do look pretty nice, Scott. I am a little jealous for everyone who's gotten that set because of all the exclusive alien types. There are still so many aliens that need to be made in Lego, though, because there's just so, especially that Cantina scene in the movie itself and all the other random scenes where George Lucas and the directors just put in a bunch of aliens. There's so many that still need to be made in Lego because there's so many of them. Depends, Commander Crash. It depends if you'd rather have vehicles of the Republic or if you want the troops of the Republic. I would probably hold on to your Wolfpack troopers unless you really just don't care about the Wolfpack. Then yeah, go for the gunship because I mean the gunship is used by all clone units. So
Okay, I'm back. So little side tangent here. We got rid of our couch last week or 2 weeks ago. So we've been without a couch, which really doesn't sound like a bad thing until you don't have a couch. It really sucks. So my parents gave us their old couch.
how come you got rid of that couch though? Was it just crap or old or what?
We thought mice were living in it.
Oh, you think that's where your pets came from?
So at first we did until so what they do is they'd run under the couch and I couldn't find them anywhere. And there was a little hole in the bottom of the lining for the couch, and so I thought they were getting in there. And then an exterminator came over, and like we found out they were actually coming from our heater closet that was next to the couch. They were just and I wasn't seeing them go from the couch to the heater closet. Speaking of which, dude, we've caught 3 mice so far. It's disgusting, dude. We because we use the old school trap. So like me and Mrs. Coconut were in our bedroom the other night and we just heard like the trap snap and then just like this violent struggle for about 10 seconds. And then we went, there's just a freaking dead mouse in the trap with its neck broken.
I mean, they're technically humane, right? Because if they're not, they wouldn't still be sold. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't. This is probably gonna sound weird. I just don't care.
I
guess it's just like they're the pests. They're in my house. Now, if they're outside, that's fine. They're outside. But I mean, I don't need the mice in my house. My family had mice once or twice back when I was, say like 11 or 10 or so, because my mother and my father do a lot of stuff with wood in our garage. And that the pile of wood doesn't get moved around very often, and like the crafts that my mother doesn't get moved around very often. So like, yeah, the mice found a home, but that hasn't been an issue in years. So, but yeah, hopefully hopefully you got rid of all the mice because yeah, they are annoying. If I can talk right.
I felt no pity. Like this is gonna sound weird. Maybe some people will be like, "Oh, Coconut's like a terrible person," but like I was like, when I heard the trap, I was like, yes, like sweet revenge, because they were like pooping on our floor and like just like nibbling at stuff, and I was so mad. So because I'm a huge germaphobe, I have a real hard time with germs. So you can imagine when you see a mouse like running across your floor.
GM wouldn't be, or GM Coconut wouldn't be able to do that.
What did
You
say?
probably don't have space for a pool, right?
Who GM Productions?
Yeah, GM said buy a pool. They love to swim and drown.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. We live in an apartment, so maybe I'll buy like a kiddie pool or something. Just have like I come home from work and there's just like a pool with a bunch of dead mice floating in it. I don't know how humane it is, but yeah, killing them is no big deal. Yeah, Mrs. Copeland was all, oh, like, I was like, really? Like, freaking poops on our floor, eats our stuff. Like, yeah, no pity from me. It was gross getting rid of them because I really don't like mice, so that wasn't fun. Because we also caught one on a sticky trap.
Oh yeah,
die.
yeah.
And thrashing around on the sticky trap while we were like disposing of it. That's been that's just added to the already craziness of my life. So everyone was talking. I remember back when this came out, like it's died a little, but there was like some major controversy over the cannons. Was it because the short one's supposed to be on the top and the long one's supposed to be on the bottom? Do you know?
I can quickly find out.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I thought the controversy was just the fact they're too long, but
I thought that was
wrong.
I thought that was the main barrel that was too long.
Oh, that was probably what's thinking. I didn't know there was any. Then I didn't know there was any controversy for the side cannons.
Yeah, there was.
Okay, according to the pictures I've seen, the long side cannon is supposed to be on top, and the short one's on the bottom.
Oh, so it is correct.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, BFAB, brother from another brick? Welcome to the stream. I'm just building this crappy little AAT. I'm not even.
Does it even have the stickers for the missile tubes that are on the rounded bits?
No, dude, they totally gave up on that. Instead, they put the spring-loaded launchers because that's the same thing.
I mean, I don't know. If I were a child who actually cared about play features, I would prefer the spring-loaded shooters and stickers because, like,
oh, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, as someone who actually knows what the thing is supposed to be, it's like, I don't need that.
As a grown man, I'm disgusted.
I've only bought a few sets where I was like, oh wow, they actually did a really good job of incorporating the spring shooter, and it actually looks good. Most of the time, it's like, the frick, why is this here? I would prefer the old type of flick fire. I'd rather have the flick fire missiles than the new spring fire most of the time.
Whoa, you would rather have spring-loaded missiles?
The flick fire ones. I'd rather have flick fire.
Really? I think you're the first person I've ever met who.
I mean, if they're gonna have that play feature anyway, I'd rather have the flick fire because the flick fire you can manipulate more because usually the Technic piece they're put in, you can just take out the flick fire and put something else in there and make it more accurate. Whereas the spring loaded, it's a solid piece that has a spring in it. So unless you're gonna break it open, or I guess you could also take it out. What I mean, like the flick fire is more versatile because I use that flick fire piece all the time for Technic stuff because it's basically a Technic pin with a rod in it.
Yeah,
and so I found it helps give extra stability and strength to certain things I've done, like my snail tank. My snail tank uses quite a few of those flick fires for the cannons to give more strength to them.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, and then but I mean, I'd rather have no play feature like that to begin with because I'd rather just have it be more accurate, you know.
Brother from another brick agrees. He says flick fire all the way. Wow, I can't believe you guys.
I'm seeing lots of people agreeing with me, but are you guys agreeing with me because of my reason or for a different reason? Because if you're agreeing with me for a different reason, I don't know. I'd have to disagree with you.
See, SW knows what's up.
Oh, spring. Oh, I thought someone said stud shooters. I'm like, I mean, the only good thing about the stud shooters is they give you extra studs. That's all I like about it. As far as the actual gimmick, I don't like it, but I like getting the extra studs for like water and stuff.
Yeah, and stud shooters, you get the fun experience of throwing 50 stud shooters in the garbage because you're not.
I mean, I personally haven't done that because I can't do that because they are Lego. So I've put them in a bag.
Yeah, I haven't chucked any of mine. I just like I'll come across one every once in a while. I'm like, ew. Gross.
I might end up using them for like stun shooters just to make it be a lot more obvious that, oh, okay, this is actually the stun shooter, the clone or something someone's using rather than like an actual weapon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, brother BFAB. I'm just gonna call him BFAB. BFAB brings up a really good point that I have to agree with. Flick fire for nostalgia. They overuse spring shooters. I think so. I think I feel like they need a. They go through a phase. It's like all this. Like they should just intermix. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of everything. You got some flick fire, some spring loaded, some stud. Because yeah, they are super nostalgic. Especially like I feel like that 2008 wave. For some reason, whenever I think of flick fire, I think of the 2000 Republic.
Yeah, they were in that one a lot.
Yeah, AAT, ATTE. I think probably every set AATOT and Dropship had them.
So I agree with you. That would be nice. My only thing is I can see why Lego wouldn't want to do that for like the whole manufacturing process. That means they'd have to do all of it at the same time instead of just having to do it one thing one time and then move on.
Right.
But I mean, I would like to have it mixed up a lot more than it currently is. But yeah, they did overuse the flick fire missiles when that was a thing as well. It's just like you said, like anytime they have that kind of a gimmick, they just like put it in everything. It's like I don't want it in everything. If you sprinkle it a little bit, I'd be fine with it. But it's in everything.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of where I am. What's up, Ugly SM Studios? Welcome to the stream. They also overuse stud shooters, dude. They overuse stud shooters so much. I'm just glad they didn't put them in the 501st Legion set, like for the Troopers blasters.
Oh, well, they wouldn't. Typically, they've done it. Anything that's more than $15, they don't put the stud shooters in. They put the actual blasters in.
Right.
That was my biggest problem too with the stud shooters is they replaced the actual blasters you get in battle packs. Like, what the frick am I gonna do? I mean, like I said, for the spring-loaded shooters, as a kid who would enjoy, I would enjoy that play feature. But as a grown man who just wants the minifigures, I don't want it.
You know, all this bulky blaster coming along with it. Let's see here. When they first were introduced stud shooters, I thought they were the coolest thing out there. See, I think the functionality is cool. I just wish they would work on the design a little bit because it's literally like a tube with a pole sticking out of the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of cool how they shoot, and I get how kids like them, but it's like, why you got to put them in everything, and why do they have to be so ugly? Because it's such a hard – I know some people use that part, but it's just such a hard part to utilize otherwise. Because even Lego blasters, you can kind of like put in a Screebling or something or turn into a larger blaster. I have seen some people turn stud shooters into like some kind of rocket launcher.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. The problem, what I found when doing that though, is if you don't have the so I don't like the stud shooters when they have the actual like trigger. So I don't put the trigger on, but the problem is if you don't put that on, the connection for that area is not very strong. So if you touch it in the wrong way, everything connected to that spot will fall off. But I mean, I like it without the trigger. Talking about the spring-loaded shooter still, yeah, I agree. Like if they could incorporate or implement them better, I'd be fine with it. Like I just remembered, so the 2014 AT-AT that's behind me has the spring-loaded shooters, but they're incorporated well enough to where it makes sense that they're there. It's a good play feature, and they like fit on the model. They're not like, oh, they just slapped it on the bottom of the ship because it needs to be able to shoot something. It's actually built into it, which is nice.
Right. See you later, Brick Dude Studios. Thanks for stopping by. I got on the chat.
It's fine. I agree with Ugly though. He's talking about how the rubber missiles are amazing. The big ones that had like the rubber tips. So I like those. Those were fun to play with. I don't know if they were implemented the greatest, but I remember having a lot of fun with the 2008 ATTE that had two of those installed onto the front part. So
Yeah,
you'd push down on it and they'd pop out. That was fun.
that was such a cool play feature. Those large missiles, I wish they would bring those back. Those are so cool.
They do on certain things. They're mainly, it seems they're mainly reserved for like robotics stuff. Because that's like the theme that they came from was Technic/robotic stuff. So now it seems they've kind of reserved it for that theme again, which is kind of annoying because yeah, I'd like to see those again too.
Let's see. Welcome to the stream, Arc Trooper Customs. I hope you're doing better. How are you doing tonight? Do I like Nerf guns?
I like Nerf guns, but I mean, I hate finding the bullets afterwards.
Yeah, that's the problem for me. And like the bullets get ruined so fast. And the thing I don't like about Nerf guns is like they lose their power so fast. The springs that they put them just aren't very durable. So like if I've got like a good high powered Nerf gun, I like Nerf. But I was more of an airsoft guy.
I ended up getting one of those when Nerf was also having one of their phases where it's one of those guns that shoots the discs instead of the bullets. That thing hurts. So I never use it. At least from what people told me, it hurt. And then I shot myself once with it, I think, just to find out. Yeah, but yeah, it hurts. But that one never, maybe it's just because I never used it very often after that. But that one has never lost its like spring to it.
I like the bowcaster design of the stud shooter. Yeah, okay. That's something I hadn't thought about. That one is actually, see, that's what I mean though. Like if you're gonna make the stud shooter, like make it look like a gun, because yeah, it looks like a bowcaster and it shoots. Yeah, the rubber missiles were amazing, especially for play value, and somehow they weren't overused like spring-loaded or stud shooters are. Yeah, that's very true.
I don't think they could overuse them. They had to figure out how to implement them because they were way bigger than your like flick fires and stuff. So that's probably their advantage is because of the fact they were big. Lego couldn't just like slap them into everything. There we go.
What's up, Irie River? How you doing tonight? Would you be upset if something like Luke's land speeder came with wheels? Depends on if I can see the wheels or not.
Yeah.
With Luke's land speeder, probably yes, because Luke's land speeder doesn't have much of an undercarriage, so it'd be hard to hide those wheels. However, something like this AAT, or if you guys remember the 2008 MTT, that thing has wheels, and it's very nice because you would not be able to play or move that thing around at all without wheels on the bottom. So it more has to do with like what kind of ship we're talking about specifically, and I don't think the land speeder would be able to hide it well enough.
Yeah, and the nice thing, like with that MTT set, the wheels were also transparent. For the longest time, Lego never had transparent wheels, so you can obviously see them. But now that they do the transparent wheel part, it's really nice.
Right. The rubber missiles were brought back into the Versus sets. That's very true. I totally forgot about that. Like the Scout Trooper and the Snow Trooper, like little battle things.
Yeah, I kind of just ignore those sets. Honestly, though, I probably should look into them for the minifigures, but I mean, they're a little bit overpriced if you're buying those sets just for the minifigures. I mean, you obviously get the parts and you can do whatever you want with the parts, but I mean, like, that shouldn't be the main point of buying a set. It should be for the figs and for the set, not just for like buying it for the figs and then I get these parts to do with whatever I want with.
Right.
The build part should actually be like wanted as well.
Yeah, I wonder if they kind of like overestimated a little bit how much people would actually want to have that play function.
Yeah.
I don't buy Lego to like shoot like I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but it's like I don't really buy Lego for that purpose. Like you typically, if you're buying Lego, you're building, you're creating something. You're not really like just like shooting at a tower.
Yeah.
I already answered that question, Arc Trooper Customs. I do like Nerf guns. Can you buy hands on Bricklink? I can't find them.
I am pretty sure you can. I was literally just typing that into chat because I didn't want to talk over you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can because I've bought like minifigure arms by themselves with no hands. I bought torsos with just the torso part with no arms and stuff. So I'm pretty sure you can buy hands. At least I'd hope so, because I mean, they sell everything else separate.
Yeah, everything but the hands.
Everyone is just holding onto their hands. Ain't giving them up.
Dude, Arc Trooper Customs, I answered your question a couple times now. I own the big Hoth battle, and the snow troopers are really nice, and you get a lot of snow pieces, so I've been making a lot of snowy mocks. That's cool.
One thing I'm a little upset by, though, is with the new sets that have snow troopers, they've changed, because I haven't done enough to look into like what's the most accurate, how like what a stormtrooper actually should look like, a snow trooper should look like, because like the 2014 set AT-AT that I've got, the snow trooper, all of it is white. The hands are white, the hip part's white. Now on these new ones, the hands are like this weird like Palpatine gross skin yellow, basically. Like Palpatine's like head is usually in that weird like off yellow color, and now the snowtrooper hands are kind of in that same color too. But I don't know which one's correct, I guess, quote unquote correct.
Oh, that's no worries, Arc Trooper Customs. Yes, I'll answer it again then since your stream froze up. I do like Nerf guns. Played with them a lot as a kid, but I don't really have any now. I don't have anyone to play with. Mrs. Coconut's not much fun to shoot at.
That's the same reason why I stopped. I had some friends that we would do Nerf battles with, but I mean, all those friends moved away and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't need to use those.
Once your friends leave, it's like, I'm not going to go shoot targets in the backyard with a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Look at this bear. Look at this thing, though. Like this. Look at this. It's like a freaking walkie-talkie antenna. It's so long. Like, I'm going to get the old one to like compare. This is crazy.
I think you might find, though, the cannon on both is the same length. I think the problem is just the fact that the AAT in this new set is just so small.
Oh, yeah.
The normal size cannon looks wonky because of the fact that the whole rest of the tank is wonky.
Yeah, I think it's partially that and partially because of how thick this part is right here. This thing should not be 4 studs wide. I'd say 3 at the widest, because like look at this one here. It's got a wide base right here, but then it continues to taper. So you got this gradual taper until you hit the barrel. This one's just such a hard contrast, but I really feel like it doesn't help the situation any at all either. It's just such a thick. I don't know why this has to be so thick right here. It looks like, yeah, they're the same length. It's just, you're right though. The body though is like half the size.
I'm surprised that you can even fit minifigures inside of the new one because of how small it is.
Oh yeah, you can actually fit a minifigure in this, huh? Or at least a.
Because I mean, even in the old one that you've got there, the Battle Droid Commander and the top bit would have to be folded up completely to fit. But I mean, I'm surprised if it can fit in the new one. And for the drivers that go on the inside of the tank itself, it's like, no space.
This spot right here.
Yeah, because technically you should be able to fit 2 in there. From rewatching the Clone Wars show recently, there's always 2 battle droids on the inside, and then there's the commander on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But I am glad they started making the new Kashyyyk battle droid, because that's technically the AAT driver battle droid. It's the only time we see that a battle droid in those like camo colors.
Oh,
so
really?
I mean, you can get your scenes of Yoda destroying AATs in that first episode of Clone Wars show a little bit more accurate now.
Finally.
Just what I've always wanted.
At long last. The Naboo Starfighter has those rebel missiles. They implemented that good too. I've been thinking about getting a Naboo Starfighter. Those are kind of cool. I feel like that's a good classic set to have. All right, so we're finished with the AAT. It's not as bad. Like, having built it and seen it in person, it's not bad. This is, however, not something I would ever dream of putting in one of my mocks. Like, that would just be an insult to my mock, just because it's just so just. It looks like a cartoon tank. It's like somehow they were able to capture like a cartoon look in real life. You know what I mean? Like this one looks like actual AAT. This one looks like the cartoon version, just kind of like comically sized and proportions. So I don't know, maybe I'll sell it to one of my brothers. Maybe I'll take it apart for parts. We'll see after I make my video, of course. Let's see.
Are you talking about the episode I just referenced, GM, where Yoda just goes ham on all the battle droids, and Thayer and Riaz and Jack are just watching him?
That's a cool episode. Like, I forgot that was the first episode. He goes hard.
It's a good episode. I didn't realize until rewatching it again that Thayer has like his helmet has different markings on it than Jack and Riaz, because Riaz and Jack are like the standard Coruscant Guard markings and colors and stuff, but Thayer has a completely different color, like the crimson red-ish color that they use for the Coruscant Guard. It's in different places on his helmet. So I think they did that for his visor, because his visor covers up most of his face.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it wouldn't make sense to include the same red markings on Jack and Riaz do around their T visor, because you wouldn't see it on Thayer because he already has the giant macro binocular visor part.
Right.
But yeah, that was a good episode. It was really cool to see Yoda just go ham.
SW brings up a regrettably good point about the AAT. He says the thing is, with it being smaller, it does fit in easier into mocks. That's true. I can't deny it. Like, this is good. Like, if you're not building mocks on like my scale, like, it's great. It's a great size, because then you still get like a good armored vehicle in there, and it's not like a speeder or a walker.
What Coconut is saying is all you guys are peasants compared to him.
Yeah. You people who can't do the big stuff.
You people who don't have the money, you suck.
SW kind of builders. I'm just kidding.
Oh, got him.
Space Police 3 was my first Lego theme, and there are a lot of rubber Technic missiles. I feel like, yeah, definitely they went. I feel like they started. I don't think they started in Star Wars, but it was almost like they didn't stick in Star Wars, but they stuck better in other lines for some reason. And I wonder if it was just easier to hide them in like non-Star Wars vehicles, because they had a little bit more flexibility on like how they designed their own vehicle, like a Space Police gunship. They could design that around those kind of missiles instead. If they're trying to put it in a Republic gunship, they kind of have like creative limits on that.
Yeah, I think that's right. A lot of the licensed themes that Lego does, like, I guess they can get away with it, like with Lego Batman and stuff. But like Lego Star Wars, like, it needs to look like the ship. It can't be based on the gimmick. The gimmick has to be somehow fit into the ship. Whereas like Lego's own personal like themes, like Lego Space and stuff like that, they can do whatever they want.
Right. Oh no, SW's sad. I wouldn't have been able to use the 2001 one. Yeah, I definitely think so too. Yeah, your mocks are good, SW. I was just teasing.
Nah, you suck. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense on the scale that you were doing it on SW. Like, you couldn't fit the bigger one because it just wouldn't fit. That's like the problem I've had with lots of my stuff. Even the not so accurate sets from like 2013, like some of them are really close, but like I prefer the 2008 ATT because it's bigger and it seems to be a little bit more accurate. But yeah, I had a hard time fitting that into mocks. I never did.
And just like the scale of it is nice, because even if you were able to, like, let's say if you were able to fit this into SW's mock, I almost feel like it wouldn't fit the scale super well, just because his trees are a certain size, his paths are a certain size. So like this is good for just like not only a small sized mock, but a small scaled mock, if that makes sense.
Right. I sent you something on Instagram. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but that's what I just did for the stream so far.
Did you just sent me something?
Yeah.
Let me check. Ooh.
I wasn't sure if you like stripes or not, so I decided to do one instead of multiple.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because I like that mark on the airborne trooper. So that's sick. Did you just draw that or what?
Yeah, so basically it's basically what I've also been doing for all those other like army building project pictures I've released where I drew clones. So basically I just find a picture of a Lego clone on the internet, and then I just draw over it like a template.
Okay.
So that's why on yours there's a difference in like the coloring of like the lieutenant's arms compared to the other blue markings I added, because the blue markings I added aren't adjusted for like the lighting and stuff. It's just a straight blue. Whereas, and then because I drew on an actual picture. Does Clone Plays have a channel? Yes, I do.
Yeah,
go check it out. It's got a lot of cool stuff, I guess.
Hey, Coconut. Oh, what's up, TBC? If you can see this or okay with doing this, can you make it so the screen isn't split, but it's full for both? I did that, but I don't know why. I don't know why he wants that. Yeah, I was featured on Clone Plays channel.
Back when Coconut was only like at 500 or 700 subs or something.
It was funny because by the time I listened to it, a lot of the stats we were talking about, I was like, well, those are a little outdated.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a good problem to have.
You can't find it, Brick Council, because you have to do the entire name. Clone Plays is the shorthand for my channel. You have to do Clone Plays : LSW and gaming. Because I knew a lot of people probably were confused because my name, my Clone Plays shorthand sounds like a gaming channel, but I do Lego Star Wars on it too. So I made it very specific as to what I do. But then I made my name super long.
I was gonna say, do you feel like now it's gonna make it? Do you feel like it'll make it harder for people to like stumble across your channel, or do you think that not really is gonna play a factor?
I hadn't thought about that. Maybe, I guess. If it does, I mean, I can always shorten it back down.
Yeah,
I mean, like once I get to a certain size, I could feel like, oh, the audience is big enough that I could shrink it back down.
It's probably not a problem. I mean, who's looking up Coconut Brick Studios? Like, I'm one to talk about hard names to find.
I mean, if you want an example, every time I try and look up Nolark, but I like don't do it specifically the way his name is spelled, his channel is spelled, especially now with the studio. I get a bunch of videos about actual Nolark clone troopers from like the lore and stuff, but I don't get his channel.
That's funny.
So him, I have to spell his name specifically. Mine, I think you can get away with Clone Plays maybe, but the problem is there's a few other channels I'm aware of that also are called Clone Plays, but they don't have my picture, so I stand out like that because of my pick, I guess.
TBC, is that how you found out my channel? You looked up Coconut Brick Studios, like, I wonder what this will bring.
Google searching your own name, finding out what it would say. I've done that a couple of times. I can't find myself or my father.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
You always look up Coconut Bricks. Yeah, I have Coconut. I also have to type in his specific name too. If I don't, there's a few other random things that have to do with Coconut Bricks. Like there's this channel called Coconut Brick Manufacturers, but they have nothing to do with Lego.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To be honest, I look up most of you guys. Like most of you guys in the chat, it's easier because I'm subscribed to like 1 million people. So I'm bombarded with videos all day. So like, excuse me, because I want to watch your guys' videos, so I'll just make a mental note. I'll be like, oh, TBC uploaded today, or SW, or like GM Productions or someone. And then I'll go and just type it in. It's so much easier than like flipping through my subscription feed trying to find it. Ooh, TBC says, yeah, sorry to rain on your parade, but I can find Nolark just by typing Nolark. But if I type Clone Plays, nothing comes up. Ooh.
Maybe it's because I look up way too much Star Wars content. That might be why.
it's too much for your search engine. Let's see. I find it annoying when I search TBC's channel. I've done it before once or twice. I don't know why. He late at night, he was lonely. If you put the spaces, it doesn't come up. That's funny.
What three random letters can I put together to come up with a channel name? TBS. All right, here we go. Or TBC. Or whatever. Anything that has Lego Brick or Productions or Studio or whatever.
What do you think is more overused in the Lego community? The word brick, the word studios, or the word productions?
If I had to pick from those 3 words, probably bricks, then productions, and then studios.
Yeah, I'd have to think so too.
That's
Bricks.
why I felt like I needed to elongate my name, I guess, because mine is not the typical. My name is not the typical Lego channel name until
Right.
now, because now I literally say it in there.
That's true. I just added them. Oh, yeah. I guess I could do that. I just add them to my watch later. Probably looking at my sub count and crying. I've been looking
That's probably too true. Cheese on top. He said they said Clone Plays popped up for me, but I'm subbed to him, so that could be why. Yeah, if you're subbed to someone, they'll pop up because YouTube prioritizes them. I'm pretty sure over other stuff.
Looks like other people are saying Productions is the most overused one.
That could be true. I don't know. Most of the people I've seen though use Bricks, but then I did say then after Bricks was Production. So
yeah, they kind of all go hand in hand. I should have done like Coconut Brick Studios Productions. Then I would have just hit all three of them.
no, you should have done that one name that you talked about on that one stream. I can't remember what it was, but
Did it have to do with coconuts?
no, you on one of your previous streams you talked about like what you want to name your channel now because now you're not you don't really want to be Coconut, remember?
Oh yeah. I was gonna do like the Brick Zone or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Brick Zone. Yeah, hey, what's up, TechBot? How you doing tonight? Just out of curiosity, have you ever decaled troopers? No, I would like to though. I would recommend it just because I feel like when you decal troops, you can get exactly what you want. Like you can go decaling all the way down to like scratch marks and dirt marks on the clone troopers. So I would definitely recommend it. You can do like any kind of color you want or any kind of color you can find. Like I've seen pink clone troopers, orange ones, So I'd recommend it. I mean, it's definitely a challenge. Like there's some pros and cons, but I think if you can get good at it, you can get some really fulfilling clone troopers out of it. More so than if you were to just buy what you could find, like already done.
That's where I'm running into problems with my army building project. It's either I can find custom printed stuff like what CAC does and other people do, but the problem is it's not quite the direction I want my figures to be. So I mainly just buy helmets from CAC because those are the direction I want. So I mean, if you're going to do decaling and you want a P2 helmet that looks pretty close to Legos, I'd go with CAC's blank helmet. I recently just bought one and compared it to like 501st Trooper because the new 501st Troopers use the same P2 helmet they've been using for years. It's pretty close. It's pretty accurate to what Lego uses. And then, yeah, I just got to find someone who wants to make decals for me because I can't be bothered to do it myself. I'd rather pay someone to do it for me.
That makes sense. Brick Zone, I'm dying. Yeah, it was. I've had some worse ones than that. Like when I was initially coming up with my channel, I had a bunch of names. I'm good running out of some ideas for my gaming channel. So I'm thinking like running out of games to play or just like certain like just types of videos.
I think he's talking about like what to do in the games he's already playing.
Oh yeah.
I think
a lot of people use bricks, but Lego will come with the court hammer if you use Lego. It's very true. I think that's definitely why I strayed away from it, just because which makes me wonder like what's gonna happen to Ty the Lego guy. Like, does he not know that? Because
I don't know. I've seen quite a few channels that have the word Lego in it. I think you just have to be like, I don't know, specific, being like you're not an actual representative of the Lego group or something. I don't know. You can probably watch their content and realize real quick that they're not an official representative of the Lego group.
Yeah, definitely. I want to start getting into decals as well. My big thing is like I want a setup where I can like have my paint, I can have knives. Like I don't want a temporary setup for doing something like that. So for me, it's more of a space issue because I would like to do like custom troops for my own mocks and stuff.
Same. Like if I wanted to go like the ultra accurate route, I could just buy the custom printed stuff already. But I have like my own style to the clones that I've drawn. Like people who have seen my custom clone drawings on like Instagram or whatever. There's like the legs specifically are the way I've drawn the legs are way different than most people do for like their custom prints and stuff. Their custom prints are more accurate, whereas mine, I did the little triangles like we see on the new hybrid style just to make the clones all kind of be somewhat similar in the different styles. But they're gonna have the little triangles instead of like the more accurate drawings that most people do.
Titanium says, I can't wait to start decaling when I get home. Just got a phase 2 Arc Jesse. Ooh, that sounds like that'll be really cool. That'll be a good figure to have.
He's another clone I wish we would have seen probably more in Arc Trooper armor, but we saw him. I think he's one of those characters we got to see a lot more throughout the Clone Wars. So his character got fleshed out a little bit more than most.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, TBC. I thought you couldn't be monetized if you had like the word Lego, because like you're making money off like the official like Lego name. But maybe I misunderstood that whole section, because that's what I thought too.
I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it.
Yeah,
I've never had a YouTube name. I've never had my YouTube channel have the word Lego in it. So I guess other than the little L in my name, just to specify, I do Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's an abbreviation. That's probably fine.
Yeah, it's just a letter. So
let's see. Yeah, I heard Brixie said you can't be in LAN if you have a sig fig as your logo. Oh, interesting. Is that why M&R Productions changed his logo? Because wasn't his a sig fig of him for like the longest time, and then it just went to like words? Yeah, I thought that. I don't even know what my name is. TechPot22. Yeah, where'd that one come from? Coconut, I have a feeling you can't be in LAN if your name has Lego. I'm of the same mindset. I personally just stayed away from it just to be safe, because I'm not very savvy in the ways of like legal stuff, and so I was just like, yeah, better safe than sorry. But I don't know what I would have done, because like Coconut Lego Studios would have sounded dumb. So I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't Solid Brick Studios have a sig fig in his picture though? Like it's half of his face, and then the other half is like his sig fig.
yeah.
Maybe he just tricked Lego. They don't know. All right, so I finished the AAT. I'll show it one more time. Got my minifigures on there. I might just give this to my brothers. Like I'll sell it to them or something, because I really don't even want it in my collection. It's just gross. Such an ugly little set. I got in trouble though. Like people got mad at me, or I guess one person in particular got mad at me because I was like, I'm not really excited for the new AAT, and they're like, well, like some of us haven't gotten it yet, like haven't gotten one yet, so you need to be happy about that. And I was like, no, I don't. Nope.
It's called my opinion.
And it's like I wasn't saying you can't buy one. I was just saying I'm not very excited for it. Like, that's what happened to Brickatech. He got rejected the first time because of his minifig profile picture. That's interesting. Would you ever consider being in LAN? Like, if you grow your channel to be like something that you would want to do in that, how would I say that? Like in that manner, like, would that be something you would be interested in?
That's a good question, because I mean, that gives me the opportunity to ask this question. What the heck is LAN? Does that have to do with monetization? What is? I know what the word LAN means as far as like consoles and crap are concerned, but what does it mean as far as YouTube is concerned?
LAN stands for the Lego Ambassadors Network. So that's how Solid Brick Studios, M&R, they get their free sets from the LAN network. So like they'll set it up with like, hey, we'll send you these sets, and then you're free to do whatever you want. It's their how all companies send out free product. It's just like Lego has like
it's Lego sponsorship of channels, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, yeah, I'd be down to do that. That'd be fun. I mean, as long as I'm allowed to actually share my true opinion about it and not sugarcoat it, like I know some YouTubers have to for their sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah, they definitely. I know they're pretty. You can do whatever, because I know M&R Productions. He's got some real takes on some of those sets that he gets.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you, chat and Coconut, for letting me know. I'll definitely need to look into that, because I'd always be down for free Lego, because it's free Lego.
So initially I was of the same mindset, but I look at how much they get, and I'm like, I don't do a lot of reviews on my channel. I don't want to like get the sets and feel like, oh, I should at least review them. So then I'm like putting out those kinds of videos. So I don't know if I would be interested in doing that. Maybe like it someday, but as of right now, I'm not really interested in being part of the LAN.
Yeah, that makes sense because you specialize in mock building currently.
I'm a mock builder.
Yeah, for me, like I do my stop motions. Like I recently had the one that went up today that I did it because I literally just before I spent my budget, the month prior, I spent $50 worth on Sith Trooper battle pack so I could get that part of my army building project done. And I was like, I'll need to do something with these. So I'm like, all right, I'll just do a stop motion of it. So
yeah, I don't, because it would be like, all right, I can put out this Utapau update, which is going to get me this many reviews, get me this much watch time, or I could put out this review, probably going to get less views, less watch time, less interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen some people, they do it like, I don't know, most of the people I watch from like gaming and stuff, their sponsorships, they like put it in the middle of their video or something like that. And I've seen some really bad ways that people have done that where they've just kind of like, it's just in there because it needs to be. But I've seen some people do some really good jobs of incorporating into like what's going on in the video. And they're like super fun to watch. So I don't know.
That's true. Maybe. Yeah. Or even like I could build like if I knew a certain wave, if I knew I was getting a certain wave of sets, I could like build a mock to showcase like, let's say it's 2024 and like in this Utapau wave, I could create like a mini Utapau mock to like showcase the sets or something.
Yeah, something like that. What are you talking about, Brick Pigeon? Who trashed Lego Spencer's gunship? Because I don't know, that gunship's really nice.
I've seen the gunship.
Raid Shadow Legends. Techbot just commented something about them.
I was literally gonna do a video where like I started out the video and then just like jumped in with like, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legend. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. No worries, Lego Man. Thanks for stopping by. Dan Howard, welcome to the stream. The gunship is nice, but it does have structural issues for sure. Yeah, I've got my own opinions about that gunship. Most big mock builders like the BrickWiz and Jay do reviews. Yeah, I think people can do it well. It's just for me and my temperament and personality, I just don't have the desire to do that, I guess.
I think the other reason too is for like the BrickWiz and Jay. Another reason why they might do it is because like it means they can take like a small break from like the mock building or whatever and go do something else for a second and then maybe get re-energized for their mock or whatever. But I mean, I'm not one of those people. Once I have my motivation to do something, I kind of need to do it quickly or before that motivation runs out. That's why I've kind of struggled doing YouTube with my like variety kind of stuff. Like it's all over the place most of the time because of that. But I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I think too it's a lot more of an investment for them because it's like, yeah, I'm going to put out this review. I'm going to make X amount of dollars off of this video. And it's like, that's what they're doing as a job.
So that's true. They have to think of it like that way. I don't because I'm not there.
Right. I don't either. And so it's like, for me, it's like, I could do extra work for a free set. No, thanks.
But think of all the parts you could have.
Right. I'll tell myself like, oh, just buy that set, just use it for the parts. I'm like, I won't even take it apart though.
That's why I just don't put them like the Sith Trooper battle packs I just talked about. I literally only built the minifigures. All the other parts I didn't touch. As soon as I opened the bag, I put them in a cup that I have for storage of like extra parts from the other sets I built, and they're just gonna stay in there until I can go home with my rest of my Lego collection and sort them out. So I didn't even bother building them because I didn't want them to be built because I also don't have space for them currently. They were.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap up the stream. I'm trying to think of anything else. Built the set. We'll be back streaming again tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, with another guest. So stay tuned for that stream. If you guys have any last questions or comments for myself or Clone Plays, throw it down in the chat. Let's see. I wanted to do a variety, but variety just doesn't work on YouTube. The YouTube algorithm, in my opinion, I feel like a channel needs to have one basic theme. Yeah, I mean, I think especially starting out it helps, but I think like the bigger you get, the easier it is to kind of have that variety. But in the beginning, it can be hard.
I've seen it both ways. And this is mainly for gaming because I tend to watch a ton of gaming videos, but I've seen really successful channels that do one thing, like they only do Minecraft, but they've been doing it for years. Like most of them have been doing it for almost 10 plus years. They've been basically doing it as long as the game has been around. Well, I've seen other people who do gaming videos where they make a certain amount of videos on a certain game and then they move on to something else. Like they just make a bunch of different videos on different games. So I feel like it just depends on your personal taste, and then people will find you.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing is just like sticking it out, putting in the time, and then you get the subscribers. What's up, Will? Sorry, you joined right at the very end of the stream. That's unfortunate, but I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining me tonight, Clone Plays. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot. I'm not very good at. I don't enjoy streaming, so it's much easier to stream without have someone to talk to. So, thank you.
You are welcome. I really liked it was really good. I liked the stream.
Yeah, we had some good dialogue, some good discussion. Anyways, thank you all so much for stopping by. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for more streaming goodness. I'm either going to be building this Stormtrooper helmet or working on Utapau. We'll see. Anyways, thank you all for stopping